Hello, everyone. It's Emily here with Senior Helpers. Today is our last day of this month's Wellness Week, and we are joined with Shelley from StraightLine Fitness Studio. Shelley will be going over some stretching and some tips with us so that we can age and be comfortable aging. And also, these exercises are really helpful because you can do them by yourself in your own home. So,
Mhm.
Shelley, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Emily, and everybody that's listening. Thank you very much for tuning in. I think this program is awesome, and we're so happy to reach out to you guys today. In our fitness studio, we focus on functional movements and functional training. So there's no machines. Your body is the machine. And we've been able to help many senior citizens virtually in the comfort of their own home because everything that we do requires little to no equipment at all. The top concerns that we work with for senior citizens are balance, proprioception, knowing where your body is in space, and then reversing any kind of atrophy in the body where maybe your hamstrings are not as strong as they should be, but the quads are overly tight. So we work on restructuring and remodeling the body because ultimately we all want to age in place in our home and be in our home and take care of it for as long as we can. And serving the body in this way, taking care of yourself, is just the best way that we've found to help our seniors prevent injury and rehabilitate faster should something happen. So what I would love to do today is show you a few things that you can do with just a regular sturdy dining chair on your own at home. And feel free to watch. And if you want to join me, you certainly can. So I'm just going to scoot my camera back a little bit. All right, and then you should be able to easily see me here. So one thing that we can experience at home is tighter hamstrings than what they should be. So I always like to start people off in a chair and then just extend the leg. Let's see if I can get it going the right way. There we go. So extending the leg out. And again, this should be a chair with no wheels and just you relaxed and then extending your leg. Try to keep the toes up towards the ceiling because that's going to help your hamstring and back line connective tissue get a good stretch. So this would be a beginner way to stretch. And then once you do these, you just alternate back and forth. And I call these commercial stretches. So if you're watching TV and a commercial break comes on, you can easily do 2 minutes of leg movement like this. And then another way to help that be a little bit more powerful is to just get a tennis ball, put it under the hamstring, and then as you sit up, once you stretch again, you can really feel that tennis ball activating the hamstring a little differently, and the stretch becomes a little deeper. Again, it's pretty effortless. It's just harder to remember to do these. So back and forth, and then you can move the tennis ball up or down depending on what you're feeling. Sitting up tall, and as you extend the leg, make sure that your toes are going up towards the ceiling. That's important. So we're not pointing them out, they're going up to the ceiling. So at all decades through our life, the goal is to make sure that your feet are open, and that is how your brain gets information over what type of your ground that you're walking on. So if it's gravel or grass or a sidewalk, but there's always a crack in the sidewalk or a funky stone that will kind of turn your foot. And if your foot is open and soft and ready to get that information, your brain can react pretty quickly because we want to avoid falls at all costs. So I'm just going to tip my camera angle down again. And then I'm going to put my trusty tennis ball on the floor, flip the chair around. So as you can see, I'm holding on to the back of the chair very lightly. And then I have my tennis ball here, and I'm going to go over the bottom of my foot, long ways, and then across. And when you go across, I always find it's a little easier to put the heel on the floor and then go back and forth. So again, I tell people to do this while they're waiting for the coffee to brew or their bagel to toast or what have you. And just starting your day off with some nice foot exercises like this really will help your feet be open and soft. And our feet do so much for our body. You can see I'm just going back and forth nice and slow. And the great thing about this is you can control the pressure. It doesn't have to be painful at all. Okay, and then you can circle the heel like that. So that's a tennis ball stretch. And then while you're here with the back of the chair, another thing that we'll do with our seniors is walk them through some leg exercises. So you just hold on to the back of the chair and then lift one foot up off the ground and see if you can extend that without losing where you are in space. So if we see somebody pick up a foot, but they really lean away for it or lean into it, then we know that they have some balance issues to attend to. So picking up one leg, extending, bending, and going back and forth, and then also across their body. And that helps to open up the hip joint as well. Okay, so then doing that on the other side. One thing you can do, this is a little bit more of a balance challenge, but as you are working your leg like this, you can hold your leg up and then turn your head back and forth. Again, while you're holding on to the chair, because we don't want anything tricky, we just want to help your nervous system get that great proprioception feel. So you'll hold your leg and then turn your head forward and backward. And then you can alternate. And sometimes it takes a couple weeks for somebody, if they have a real balance challenge, it can take a few weeks for them to rehab from the balance challenge and just sharpen their nervous system so that everything is firing on all cylinders. Another thing that we go over is recruitment of muscles. A lot of times seniors, when they're doing things at home, if something's a little heavier than what they're used to lifting, they'll just not take no for an answer and work as hard as they can, but oftentimes recruiting the wrong muscles. So they might not have enough pec strength. However, their biceps are very strong because they use their arms all the time, and then they'll overdo something and then just kind of strain through their upper back, which can cause issues here through the shoulder. So we want to walk seniors through a range of motion of exercises first to open up everything, because you don't want something overly tight and something not working very well, and then just do those exercises. The exercises will still be unbalanced. So it's important that we have that full extension and full contraction with all of the major muscle groups and the supporting ones. And then we can kind of just rewire the coding of how their body is recruiting. So great ranges of motion exercises in the chair would be sitting up tall, and then you can put your hands behind your head and then tip down and tip the other way. And so what's happening is you're working with your thoracic spine, which doesn't get a lot of movement throughout the day, but it is really tight. And if the thoracic is too overly tight, then our neck starts to be a little hypermobile and our back starts to be a little hypermobile, which is unbalanced. So we want to open up the thoracic, and this is a really easy way to do it, sitting tall in a chair and just tick-tocking back and forth. And then once you come to center, you can just work on a twist where they're slightly holding on to the back of the chair, but not trying to pop their back or anything. And then just another gentle twist. So again, it's thoracic mobility for the sake and strength of back of your spine. But just going through those ranges of motions and making sure that everything can contract strongly, extend fully, and then when they do functional movements at home, picking up the bag of dog food or getting the groceries out of the car or what have you, they can recruit the right muscles because nothing will be too tight and everything will be working and participating as it should be. So those were the top things that I was thinking about going over today to both help you with some strengthening exercises and also some balance challenges as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shelley. That was great. And I'm sure that all of our seniors out there who are watching or who will watch this video found that super helpful. And we'll definitely replay that to anyone who needs it. Yeah, we got a comment that's from Josh saying, so excited to see you doing what you love. Such a huge support to seniors, which I completely agree with. You're doing great work for the seniors out there. So thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for everyone who watched. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.